So now let's talk about the objectives of inventory management. What are the objectives of inventory management? Okay, the first objective is minimize investment in inventory. Minimize investment in inventory. So see, if you look at the balance sheet of the company, because this is also very important. Finance also comes into inventory management because lot of money is invested in the inventory. If you look at the balance sheet of the company, you have one side is liability side, one side is asset side, and liability is capital. One the first item of a liability is capital. Capital is nothing but the initial amount which is required to be invested in the companies to start the business, and assuming that they have invested 10 lakh rupees in the business with a capital of 10 lakh rupees, they have started the business. Now with this 10 lakh rupees they are going to purchase raw material and finished goods, or they are going to purchase finished goods or raw material, or both. For example, if it is manufacturing company, they are going to purchase raw material. If it is a retail outlet like or a proprietary concern where they are into retailing business or into trading business, then they will purchase the finished goods which are meant to be sold. Now these two put together is 7 lakh rupees, assuming it's 7 lakh rupees, and other assets are 3 lakh rupees. Means what? Out of 10 lakh rupees of your capital, 70% is going into the investment of raw material, into the investment of inventory like raw material and finished goods. So as your investment is going into the investment in the form of inventory, you need to be very careful how quickly you convert the raw material and work in progress and finished goods into sales. Else what is going to happen? You will run short of cash, you will run short of your liquidity, and then eventually the working capital management, there is a problem. So with minimum inventory, you have to maximize your sales. With minimum inventory, you have to maximize your sales. Now what do you mean by this? This is very, very important. So I will just give some example and then we will discuss further. So in the last semester in financial management, you had something called as ratio analysis. In ratio analysis, we had something called as inventory turnover ratio. We have something called as inventory turnover ratio. Not only it's called as inventory turnover ratio we had. Not only it is called as inventory turnover ratio, we also call it as stock turnover ratio. Stock turnover ratio. This is also called as, please remember, merchandise turnover ratio. Merchandise turnover ratio. Now, if you look at the word inventory turnover ratio, stock turnover ratio, or inventory turnover ratio, or merchandise turnover ratio, it is divided into two parts. Is it divided into inventory and turnover, or stock and turnover, merchandise and turnover? Now, what does it mean? So, the formula for it is turnover by inventory. Turnover, TO. We have written TO. TO is turnover. Turnover is nothing but sales by inventory. Okay, now this is very important formula. Inventory turnover is nothing but turnover by inventory. Okay, I will give a small example of the importance of this particular formula. Now, supposing that supposing that in the morning when I went visited Big Bazaar, in the morning when I visited Big Bazaar, so I went to Big Bazaar in the morning and I visited to purchase some goods. And as a financial manager, I am interested in knowing how the company is doing. In the morning when I went, I saw that there were a particular product. I am taking one example of a particular product. For example, toothpaste. Toothpaste. The units were 1 lakh units. 1 lakh units. So this is the inventory at the beginning of the day, 1 lakh units. And during the day they ordered some another 2 lakh units of toothpaste. So during the whole day they had 3 lakh units. They had 3 lakh units. They had 3 lakh units to be sold, which they could have sold. Out of these, they have sold 1.5 lakhs. 1.5 lakhs means 50% of the total inventory was sold. 50% of the total inventory was sold. So inventory turnover ratio is equal to 1.5 lakhs, which is the sale units, by the number of units which is there in the inventory. Out of 3 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs was sold. So as a normal human being who is a businessman is always very practical in nature, very pragmatic in nature, very judicious in his behavior and thinking, and he is very particular about his business, its growth, and many other aspects. He wants to see that the business is progressing. So what he is expecting now, this is the one he always looks upon. This is the one he looks always the figure. The figures is, he wants to see that in the next time, out of these 3 lakh units, he wants to sell 1.8 lakhs. Why? Because because he wants to get rid of all the inventory, sell them at the quickest of the time, and he wants to make the profit, and the profit cycle is more. With zero investment, he will tell, yeah, I want to sell the goods and maximize his sales. This is the importance of inventory turnover ratio. Another example I will give you. With that you will understand it. And I have observed with my naked eyes this example, a small example of a businessman, and the business is a very small business. We will understand, we think about, and the example goes like this. The example goes like this. The example is of a pani puri. I will take the same example of pani puri, and pani puri is a very big business, I will call it, because we should not underestimate. Rather, we should evaluate how the business is doing, because what's important is not the nature of the business, but what's important is what is the outcome from the business. Okay. Now what he does, in the evening, he will get all his he will get the vehicle, that is thela, we call it, vehicle to the street where he wants to sell, and he has some raw material like puri, farsan, mixture, and other ingredients. And he's a very famous bale dukan, very famous. So there are customers here waiting for him, 1,000 customers waiting for him. So the inventory is only some 10, I will call it as 4,000 rupees. Now, this is not sufficient for these people. Because there is a huge amount of order from evening 4 o'clock to evening night 12 o'clock. So 8 hours is operating. So what he does, so at the beginning it was only 4,000 rupees what he has got. Now he will sell this with a profit margin of 25%, and he will get 5,000 rupees. Now this is up to 5 o'clock. From 4 to 5, he sold all the raw material by converting them into finished goods. So at the beginning, how much was there? 4,000 rupees. Now he got the conversion of raw material to finished goods and sales, and got 5,000 rupees. Now doesn't have raw material. So there is a shop here. There is a big retail. There is a retail shop, or a stationery shop, or a kirana merchant in front of his shop, or in front of his thela. He will go there and immediately purchase 5,000 rupees of goods, and bring it back immediately, and convert them into finished goods, that is bhel puri, pani puri, dahi puri, so on and so forth, and sell this to the customers waiting for him. So he will do like this for at least 10 times. And what has happened, he has sold during the whole day 50,000 rupees of goods, and making a profit of near about 20,000 rupees. And at the beginning there was only 4,000 rupees of raw material. So with a investment of raw material, and investment into raw material of 4,000 rupees, his production on sales is 50,000 rupees, and a profit is 20,000 rupees. So can you imagine that inventory is zero? Sorry, inventory is. Can you imagine that inventory is only 4,000 rupees and the sales on this is 50,000 rupees. So beautiful is the business model that with a zero, almost negligible inventory, he has done 12 times turnover. So this is the cycle, we call it profit cycle or inventory cycle. And if at the end of the day, reverse is the example where 4,000 rupees was is the raw material, and at the end also there was 4,000 rupees and has not sold anything, means the raw material is getting spoiled and getting damaged, and he will lose everything. This happens with people who are into fruit business. When there is a fruit business, if somebody is doing fruit business and into banana business, and he got some 50 kilos of banana, and suddenly the climate changes and the climate is very cold and nobody comes forward to purchase banana from this fellow. So what will happen? There is no sale, but inventory is 50 kilos. So water is now he's very anxious. He's in a state of panic that his goods are getting damaged or spoiled and even ruined. Then he will not be able to sell the goods, and all the money which is stuck in this bananas, 50 kilos into 100 rupees per kilo, 5,000 rupees is going to going waste, and he will not be even able to recover single paise from this mishap or accident. So that's the reason why inventory is very important. We have to invest less in inventory and maximize our sales. Hope you have understood the importance of inventory. Wherever you work, whether you work in a paint industry, whether you work in a retail industry, whether you work in a company like Vijay Sales, whether you work in a company like Pantaloon or Big Bazaar or retail industry like DMart or a company like Tata Motors, your intentions are very important. Your intentions are you have to sell the goods into you have to sell the goods very fast. You have to convert the raw material into finished goods and then sell it very fast. So that is the meaning of the word objective of the inventory management. Next, another example, another point is another objective of inventory management is meet the demand for the product by efficiently organizing the production and sales. So here there is a demand. There is a demand for the product. For example, two wheeler. Two wheeler. There is a demand. There is a demand of 1 lakh units. 1 lakh units. For example, Bajaj Auto. They have found that the the demand for the product is for per month is 1 lakh units or 2 lakh units. Now they should have adequate amount of production to cater to the needs of the market. So they should at least manufacture 2 lakh plus units, 2 lakh plus units, 2 lakh plus units, and immediately serve the market, and then only the customer is satisfied. If there is an inadequate quantity or inadequate quantity of two wheelers in the market, then the sellers, sorry, the buyers will go to their competitors and buy from them. So inventory should be managed in such a way that you should have adequate amount of production, and then this production after the finished goods are manufactured, they should be supplied to the market in time so that the goods are sold in time, and the you can capitalize on the situation. You can capitalize on the situation. So for example, in case of today we are in the today we are facing this pandemic, or a pandemic called as corona. In corona, what has happened? For example, today we are celebrating Ganesh Chaturdasi, but what has happened because of corona, we are not able to manufacture idols, Ganesh idols. So these idols are not in good they are not supplied to the market because of corona, and there is a huge demand. But as there are inadequate number of Ganesh idols in the market, what has happened? The demand of this particular product has not been met. So it's a very bad situation. So we should be able to manufacture the goods and able to sell the goods to the market in line with the demand for the product in the market. So this is the objective of inventory management. I am just reading two examples. I am giving you a basic outline of this subject, and you can capitalize on whatever I am telling. Next one is concepts which are related to uh, 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 related to uh, related to inventory management. So when you are holding inventory, I will show you one example. For example, this is the big bazaar, and there are so many raw materials like this in the first floor. In the second floor, there are so many materials. In the third floor, there are so many materials, and in the underground also there is a lot of material which are meant to be sold. And they have a big godown like this where there is a huge amount of material which are stored, which are meant to be sold to the customers. Okay, for holding this inventory which is meant to be sold to the customer, there are so many costs which are associated. Now let's look at what are the costs which are associated. So the costs which are associated are ordering cost, inventory carrying cost, opportunity cost of funds blocked, and shortage. So remember 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if you are holding so much of inventory in your godown, in your retail outlet, there is a cost associated with it. Cost associated with it. Now what are these costs? So these costs are, again I am repeating: ordering cost, inventory carrying cost, opportunity cost of funds blocked in inventory or inventory investment in inventory, and shortage. So let's look one by one. Please remember, these two are very important to calculate something called as EOQ. And what do you mean by EOQ? This is nothing but optimal quantity which has to be ordered, which is called as economic order quantity. For calculation of economic order quantity, you should know thoroughly the meaning of the word ordering cost and inventory carrying cost. So let's understand these two concepts and the other two concepts thoroughly. Okay, let's start it. Now what do you mean by ordering cost? ऑर्डर रखने के लिए जो कॉस्ट लगता है उसको बोलते हैं ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट. For example, Tata Motors is there, or Bajaj Auto is there, or Hero Honda is there. And Bajaj Auto, Hero Honda, and Tata Motors, one of the raw material which is required for the manufacturing of two-wheeler, three-wheeler, and four-wheeler are tires. Okay, I think your टायर नाम सुना होगा, जो चक्री बोलते हैं ना, जिसके ऊपर गाड़ी चलता है, उसको बोलते हैं टायर. So tire is the raw material, one of the component which goes into the manufacturing of the finished product. टायर किसको चाहिए? टायर बजाज को भी चाहिए, और टाटा मोटर्स को भी चाहिए, और अपना क्या नाम है वो हीरो होंडा को भी चाहिए. And assuming all these three factories are in Pune, and tire is manufactured by one company called as MRF Tire or TVS Sri Chakra, or Dunlop tires, or another is there, Apollo tires, so JK tires. Okay, now assuming all these 3 or 4 or 5 companies are in Chennai. Okay, चेन्नई में है, और ये कहाँ है? पूना में है. तो अभी इनको टायर की रिक्वायरमेंट है बजाज को, तो वो क्या करेगा? इसको फोन करेगा, सर आई वांट 1 lakh units of tire of this specification, etc. He will tell. So he will make a phone call and he is placing an order, or a quotation is being raised. Okay, order is been released. So वो क्या करेगा? फोन करेगा, ईमेल करेगा, और उसको कोरियर भेजेगा कि भैया हम लोगों को 1 लाख यूनिट्स का रिक्वायरमेंट है टू व्हीलर के लिए, या थ्री व्हीलर के, या फोर व्हीलर के लिए. जो फोन कॉल किया है, या मेल किया है, या कोरियर किया है, वो जो डॉक्यूमेंट, उसके लिए जो खर्चा हो रहा है उसको बोलते हैं ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट. नाउ व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट? What is the importance of ordering cost? The ordering cost is also a cost associated with the inventory. Ordering cost is also a cost which is associated with the inventory. Now what does it mean? For example, I will give a small example. This has happened with me sometime back in the year 2010, 2011, 2012, if I remember, that we were shifting to a new house. We were shifting to a new house, and I wanted to put a photo frame on the wall. Put a photo frame on the wall, and for which I require one nail. एक nail चाहिए था. Nail बोले तो क्या? Nail बोले तो I don't know in Hindi what is this. I'm not able to recall, but nail बोले तो जो दीवार में कीली डालते हैं ना, कीली बोलते. तो ये कीली चाहिए था. One कीली I required. And this kili was available. I am in Chinchwad. I was in Chinchwad, and this kili was available in Pimpri. And in between Pimpri and Chinchwad, it is 5 kilometers. So I went to Pimpri from Chinchwad, and I spent 20 rupees. I and told him that give me one nail, and the nail was of 2 rupees. So what is the total cost incurred to purchase a nail? It's not 2 rupees. It's not 22 rupees. 20 rupees. It's nothing but 20 plus 22 is equal plus 2 is equal to 22 rupees. So I purchased one nail of 2 rupees for 22 rupees. So per unit it has become 22. Instead of this, what I could have done, for example, okay, if I am a manufacturing unit, I could have purchased some 5,000 units. 5,000 units of nail. So 5,000 units into 2 is equal to 10,000 rupees. प्लस आने जाने का खर्चा 20 रुपीज. तो टोटल खर्चा कितना होता था? 10,000 20 रुपया. कितने ऊपर खर्चा हो रहा था? 5,000 यूनिट्स के पीछे. तो 2 रुपीज something like this. But what has happened here? 22 rupees was the per unit cost when I am purchasing one unit, and when I am purchasing in bulk quantity, I am purchasing at a very reduced price. So what I mean to say is, when you are ordering, you have to order larger quantity, so that the ordering cost per unit decreases. So that the ordering cost per unit decreases. That is the meaning of ordering cost. एक नेल के लिए मैंने उसको फोन किया और एक आधा घंटा बात किया, तो कितना खर्चा हुआ? 40 रुपया का आउटगोइंग कॉल हुआ. और नेल का कॉस्ट कितना है? किली का कॉस्ट 2 रुपीज. 2 रुपीज के लिए मैंने कितना खर्चा किया? 42 rupees. So the ordering cost has become 42 rupees per unit. So when I am ordering, I should see that with less and reduced ordering cost, I should procure more amount of material. That is the meaning of ordering cost. The cost which is incurred for placing the order is called as ordering cost. So there can be so many examples like this. Now, next one is inventory carrying cost. After we have completed the inventory carrying cost, I think we will stop there, and then we will move and join in the next class. But I am going to now talk about the very important cost concept, which is called as inventory carrying cost. Very, 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 very important. We have understood inventory ordering cost. Now we are going to talk about inventory carrying cost. Inventory carrying cost. Okay. Now, what do you mean by inventory carrying cost? For example, MRF is there and Tata Motors is there. So Tata Motors has just now released 1 lakh units of tires. Okay, 1 lakh units of tires, and they paid cash or check by they have transferred some 100 crores to MRF for this particular order. So the first amount which has gone out from the business is 100 crores. This is the first expenditure. Number one. Number two is, on this 100 crores, there is something called as GST, which is going to be levied. For example, GST on this particular commodity is attracting some 18%. So another 18 crores is going. So 100 crores is the basic value plus 18 crores is the GST value or tax value. Next one is now now you are going to the factory. One of the quality manager from Tata Motors is going to MRF factory and is looking and inspecting the quality of the tire, the sample tire. एंड आने जाने का खर्चा होता है ना, एंड वो खर्चा समझो कि ये एक खर्चा हो गया, ये एक खर्चा हो गया, और ये एक 5 लाख का खर्चा हो गया, अनदर 5 lakhs to go to visit this plant, stay over that place, air charges to and fro from Pune to Chennai and Chennai to Pune back, 5 lakhs. Now this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 1, number 2, number 3. Abhi now he is transporting. Who is transporting MRF tires? Is transporting 1 lakh units of tires to the Pune factory by railways. तो रेलवे वाला क्या चार्ज करेंगे? ट्रांसपोर्टेशन चार्जेस उसके लिए लगेगा another some 5 crores, so first is 100 crores, second is 18 crores, next one is 5 lakhs, next one is 5 crores transportation. So first is value of the goods, next one is sales tax or GST, the third one is inspection charges of the quality of the rubber or the tire, the fourth one is transportation charges for moving of the material, finished goods from MRF factory to Tata Motors godown. Now next one. Now see, there is a movement of goods from one place to another place, so you have to insure it. Otherwise what will happen if something goes wrong, like there is a theft or accident, you will lose all this 100 crores of goods. So you have to insure, and for insuring them you have to pay to the insurance company a premium of 1 crore. तो ये और एक खर्चा हो गया, 100 crores, 18 crores, 5 lakhs, insurance transportation costs 5 crores and insurance cost 1 crore. So until so far we have seen 5 particular expenditures, and the story never ends here. It has not stopped here. There are so many other expenditures incurred. Which are incurred, and we will see that. Now the other expenditure which has incurred is, till so far what we have seen value, that is 100 crores. Second one is GST, 18 crores. Next one is inspection charges, 5 lakhs. Next one is transportation charges or freight charges, we call it freight, which is some 10 crores. I don't remember. I'm just taking a tentative figure. Insurance, some 5 crores. And next one is, now the goods are coming into the Pune factory. Now loading and unloading करना पड़ेगा ना. So we have to pay wages to the coolie people or the laborers, and for this another 1 crore is spent. So this is the sixth item. Now after unloading they are placing it in the godown. है ना, ये इतना बड़ा गोडाउन में ये रैक्स है, इसके ऊपर टायर्स को इधर रखा है, तो इसको रखा है. तो ये जो गोडाउन है, it's a place and we are going to pay rent for this particular godown. तो हर एक महीने का गोडाउन का, ये बहुत बड़ा गोडाउन है, 1 लाख यूनिट्स के टायर्स रखने के लिए बहुत बड़ा गोडाउन है, एंड इसको रेंट पे करना है. रेंट इज इक्वल टू 1 crore rupees per month. So another expenditure is incurred, this unloading and rent. Now rent तो पे कर दिया. नेक्स्ट वन इज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. वो जो बड़ा वाला ये जो है, जो अपना गोडाउन है, इसमें लाइट लगता है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी लगता है. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का बिल 20 लाख रुपया आएगा. नंबर 2. नंबर 3, इधर एक 4 लोग काम कर रहे हैं, गोडाउन मैनेजर्स बोलते हैं, उनको क्या पे करना पड़ेगा? सैलरी पे करना पड़ेगा. एंड देयर आर सो मेनी एक्सपेंडिचर्स which are incurring at various stages of from purchasing of raw material till the raw material goes into the manufacturing, and this cost is called as inventory. और most important one क्या है? ये जो पैसा खर्चा कर रहे हैं ना, ये जो पैसा खर्चा हुआ है ना रॉ मटेरियल को परचेस करने के लिए, ये जो पैसा खर्चा हुआ है, ये पैसा तो अपने पास नहीं था, टाटा मोटर्स के पास नहीं था. कितना पैसा चाहिए रॉ मटेरियल को खरीदने के लिए? अभी हम लोगों ने देखा है, इट रन्स इनटू some 120-130 crores, 100 to 120 crores. तो इनके पास पैसा नहीं था टाटा मोटर्स के पास. What Tata Motors did? Tata Motors took a loan from ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank 125 crores to purchase, store and transport these tires in the factory. तो कितना लोन लिया? 125 crores का. तो इसके ऊपर क्या पे करना पड़ेगा? इंटरेस्ट. तो ये हो गया हर एक महीने का 1 करोड़ रुपया. सो ये भी तो खर्चा बढ़ा रहा है. दिस इज ऑल्सो ए पार्ट ऑफ इन्वेंट्री कैरिंग कॉस्ट. So inventory carrying cost are the ones I just now spoke: value of the goods, transportation, taxes, rent, insurance, interest, light, electricity charges, and rent to the manager who is taking care of the godown. So ये ज्यादा होना चाहिए कि कम होना चाहिए? ये भी कम होना चाहिए पर यूनिट. ये भी कम होना चाहिए पर यूनिट. So the costs which are incurred for holding the inventory are basically divided to predominantly two important costs. One is inventory cost, carrying cost, and one is ordering cost. And these two concepts are used in finding out the economic order quantity, which we are going to look tomorrow at the same time. Thank you so much for patience listening, and we will join on the same link tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Sir, what
sir.
is the code for today's attendance?
Please hold on. Just a moment. Don't talk. Just hold. Just a moment. Wait.